Eddie! All right, congratulations, shippers, on being able to enlist today, and absolutely congratulations to family and friends. You guys can, come on in if you want. Some of you guys seem a little bit afraid. As long as you don't stand in front of me and the shippers, we're just fine. It's absolutely quite an accomplishment. We have a saying in the military services: it's the shipper, the recruit that enlists, but it's the family that re-enlists. All right, and I know firsthand. I'm a husband and also father of 4- and 5-year-old boys. The kinds of compromises and sacrifices you guys make every day in supporting your recruit. Okay, so there's that kind of support that keeps them going. That's the re-enlistment part. All right, so just for being here today and showing your support, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. All right, and shippers, I know you're looking forward to a lot of milestones from this point forward. All right, but this is definitely a significant one. All right, just to kind of put it in perspective, not everybody who applies for military service even makes it to a MEP. And for the 65 MEPs that we have across the country, last year we processed through about 700,000 applicants. All right, but out of that 700,000, it was about 200,000 and change that got to actually stand like you are right now, swear the oath of enlistment, and ship out for basic. All right, so you're proving a lot right now. You're proving, number one, you're saying, yeah, I have the personal courage. I can stand up and say, I volunteer for military duty. All right, but also that you've been officially deemed both physically and mentally fit for military service, and that you bear standards of character that the Department of Defense absolutely needs. All right, so that's a lot to be proud of. Congratulations. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ask everybody the couple questions, just like free. All right, after each question, it's a loud yes or no, sir. Then afterwards, we'll stand to attention and swear the oath of enlistment. All right, first question. Have you been briefed on, and do you understand the Department of Defense applicant briefing on the separation policy, as well as the restrictions and personal conduct in the armed forces, and UCMJ Articles 83, 85, and 86?
Yes, sir.
All right. Does anyone have any questions, reservations, or reluctance to enlist at this time?
No, sir.
Group, attention. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your full name.
I state your full name.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend.
That I will support and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
That I bear true faith.
That I bear true faith.
And allegiance to the same.
And allegiance to the same.
That I will obey the orders.
That I will obey the orders.
Of the President of the United States.
Of the President of the United States.
And the orders of the officers.
And the orders of the officers.
Appointed over me.
Appointed over me.
According to regulations.
According to regulations.
And the Uniform Code.
And the Uniform Code.
Of military justice.
Of military justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Put your hands down. Eddie. All right, let's get a big round of applause for our newest U.S. Armed Forces service member. Good job, guys. I know I've rolled over a couple of statistics already. I'm an Army officer, so that's kind of what we do. But I would like to mention a number that I think is pretty important right now. Okay, a couple numbers. Last year, the United States population count, the most recent count, was about 312 million people. Okay, 312 million. And for all of the armed forces put together, okay, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, and the Coast Guard, as well as all the reserves, okay, anybody in reserve status at the same time, and all of the National Guard, okay, all of that put together comprised about 2.3 million people. Okay, so that's 2.3 out of 312 million people. That's less than 1%. Right, you're part of now about 0.7% of the population that's charged with the duty to defend and protect all of us and our freedoms, both here and abroad. All right, so when you're done with your training and you're out in public in uniform, all right, let's just say you're coming home from work and picking up something at the store on the way home. You're going to find out people treat you very differently. Okay, it randomly happens, but you're going to find out very quickly. All right, people are just going to come up to you and stop you and say, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am, and they're going to shake your hand. They're going to say, I just want to say thank you. Right, some say, thank you for your service. Or others I've heard, thank you for doing what you do, so that I have the freedom to do what I do. All right, they say it different ways. They don't do the research. They don't know the numbers like I know them. All right, but they know inside that you're part of that elite group. Right? You're part of that 0.7% that's out there defending their freedoms. All right, so I'll impose upon you and take the honor to be the first one today. Say thank you all for your service to this country. Thank you. All right, now I like the numbers I see on this beautiful Tuesday morning. How many of you, show of hands, is this going to be the first time on a plane trip today? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, go ahead and put your hands down. I think that's an even number. I think I counted 6, so it's good. You guys can talk afterwards when we're in the contract briefing room who you want to hold hands with. You'll get there, I promise. All right? But you know, it's interesting. Once you get to basic, you're going to meet a lot of people with a lot of firsts. Okay, a lot of people first time on a plane, maybe first time away from family or home, or maybe just a few times. All right, find those people. All right, and you know, take the initiative. Start that teamwork. You know, that camaraderie before they instill it upon you. All right, just pick them up, okay? But you know, more importantly than that, you know, it's amazing the kinds of different you know, faces that you're going to see, the different corners of the country. Before I even joined the Army, I traveled around the world and I lived in Taiwan a couple of years. My wife is Taiwanese, so I've seen a lot of different cultures, but it was still incredible to me, the different kinds of personalities I met. You know, I'm a New York City guy. I don't know if you can tell. But my best buddy in basic was a guy from Jacksonville, Florida. All right, and my bunkmate was raised on a farm in Alabama. So there's a lot of learning curves in there, you know, and just trying to, you know, get to interact with each other the right way. But you know, at the same time, when you're towing the line, show of hands, who knows what towing the line means? Nobody yet? All right, you'll find out pretty soon. But when you're towing the line, you know, just remember in the back of your head, you're going to do the same exact thing at the same time. All right, so. You know, again, it's that camaraderie, it's that support network that not only does the military survive on that, but we strive and we win with that. Okay, and you know, it might sound weird at first, okay, when I'm saying this, but try to have fun with it. And I know what everybody's thinking. I thought it too. That, you know, drill sergeant or a drill instructor's job, you know, primary part of the job, you know, you think is make sure you're not having fun at a particular moment in time, right? But you will be surprised, you really will, how many times they do want you to have fun. They're not going to say, hey, go out and have fun. They're going to say, this is an esprit de corps event, or something like that, right? And there's a good reason why they do that, all right? They need you to stay motivated, all right? If there's anything at all you remember from what I'm telling you, and this is something that the drill instructor told me on the 3rd day of reception week. I remember it. I retain it perfectly to this day, okay? If you do anything throughout basic, okay, the one thing you got to do is to stay motivated through the training. All right, and that's so easy to do when you're having fun. I mean, I know at least my experience in the Army, BCT, you know, we were, you know, riding around in Humvees and rappelling down, you know, wooden walls. That's the stuff you know, you pay a lot of money for in amusement park, right? Adult-sized jungle gyms, they call obstacle courses. You know, rough marching across the countryside, and you know, early morning frost on the M4 and stuff, or M16 actually. Basic, you guys get the big stuff. But you know, it's cool stuff if you think it is. All right, you're gonna find 2 different kinds of people in basic. You know, people that are, you know, just doom clouds. They just can't wait for each event, each thing to be over. They can't stand every single minute of it from the minute they wake up. Or there's, you know, the guys just jazzed to be on the show. All right, those are people that everybody gravitates towards. You know, that kind of ooh-ah everything, and you know, just make everything something to remember. All right, and that's what I remember from it. Okay, and my wife still hears from it years later, and she acts like she, you know, appreciates it. So I appreciate that in her. So, but you know, you will come away with those memories. And believe it or not, at this point, you know, you're going to make these kinds of relationships, these kinds of bonds, you know, with those people in BCT that are going to last the rest of your life, really, 20 years or more. You know, seriously. So it is an amazing adventure. It truly is an adventure in every sense of the word. You know, and make it that positive experience, because that's the way you guys are going to, you know, remember it for the rest of your life. All right? And, you know, otherwise, if you're not having fun, what are you doing it for? At this point, I'm going to just wrap up. When I call your attention for me to fall out, right, just make sure to go back to room 130. That's where we're going to sign your contract. But for everybody else, we're going to have a travel brief right after this. All right, and then afterwards, when the transportation shuttle comes to take them out to the airport, there is a USO area out there. If anybody wants to visit your recruit out there, wait for them until it takes off. All right, just bear in mind, the USO area is outside the security checkpoint. So I like to say about 30, 45 minutes or so for them to get back through security and get to their gate, okay, barring any kind of, you know, complications or anything weird or unforeseen. Now shippers, you are military service members from this point forward. All right, when you get to the airport, you have to check in, you have to check your bags in if you have any, and you have to find your gate first. Then after that, if you have family waiting for you in the USO area, go ahead and join them there. All right. But again, everybody, congratulations. And you know, if you did want to take on any more personal pictures, we do have a ceremony room inside. It's kind of an exercise in claustrophobia. They're trying to do this in there. But you know, go ahead and feel free to use that as long as we're not actually doing a ceremony at the time. All right. Group, attention. Pull out.